No f***ing way. Are you serious?
Yeah.
I swear to God, I didn't know. Hello friends, welcome to the sequel video where we talk about third wave water. My name is Goran and I'm the host of the Majestic Being channel. If you haven't yet watched the first video where we did a review of the Classic Profile water supplement, you can do that by clicking the banner above my head over here. In today's video, we'll actually find out if the Classic Profile water supplement is worth buying. The way we're gonna do that is very simple. We're gonna brew 3 different batches of coffee using 3 different types of water. We'll use the Classic Profile water, we'll use regular tap water and Voss bottled water. In case you're wondering who in their right mind would brew coffee using Voss bottled water that costs $6 per bottle, the answer is simple. We're expecting Elon Musk and his trillionaire buddies to watch this episode since they're the only people who can actually afford Voss bottled water. I've also never brewed coffee using bottled water, so it's gonna be interesting to taste it and see how it compares to the other two. Here is how this video is gonna work. I'll be brewing 3 different pour-over V60s using the same coffee, the same recipe and the same grind setting. I'll be using a Burundi Gahahe washed processed coffee roasted by Veneziano Coffee Roasters here in Melbourne. I want to do a quick shout out to Jason, the coffee rep at my workplace, for sharing this coffee with us. So I'm gonna say thank you, Jason, and you're the man. The recipe I'll be using for this coffee is a 20-gram dose and 320 grams of brewing water, so that's a 1:16 ratio. After I'm done brewing the coffees, I'll step away and let Madeline pour the coffees into different cups and then mix them up so when I come back, I don't know which is which. That way, we'll actually find out which coffee tastes best without having any bias. Alrighty, so we're back. So basically, we're gonna do a 2-round elimination process where I taste all the coffees, pick one out that tastes worse, and eliminate it. And then it's a final round between 2 coffees, whichever they are. And then I pick the odd one out again, and we choose a winner. Along the way, I'll even try to guess which water was used for the coffee that I'm eliminating. But, you know, I'm not an expert coffee taster, so I might get this wrong. But we're definitely gonna choose the best tasting coffee out of these cups. So that's for sure. Before I start, I might let you know about the tasting notes of this coffee since I didn't do it at the beginning of the video. So this is a Burundi wash process Gahahe, roasted by Veneziano, all that stuff, right? And tasting notes, plum, red currant, black tea, and milk chocolate. I've already tried this coffee before, and it was a very delicious, very clean, juicy coffee. And it's nice to be drinking washed coffees again, because for the past probably half a year, most of the coffees I was drinking were actually either natural processed or carbonic maceration or some anaerobic process. So most of them were basically fermented coffees. So it's good to be back to basics. Let's start. This is gonna be fun. This is exciting. All of these coffees taste clean, juicy, and they have a pleasant acidity. The coffees are also approximately at the same temperature. And I forgot to mention, they all had a very similar brewing time. One of them had a 2-minute 30, the other one was 2-minute 22, and the other one was 2-minute 24. So they're all within the same range, which is good because that assures a consistent tasting process basically, because the coffees are brewed with the same times, right? I'm gonna pick this coffee as a loser over here. And the reason I'm doing this is because out of the 3 cups of coffee, this one tastes clean, tastes nice, pleasant acidity, lacks a bit of sweetness, and has some bitter aftertaste. I'll say that, like, I can't really specify what it is. It's just some weird bitterness at the back after tasting this coffee. So it's very interesting, and I'm also gonna guess that this is probably the tap water. The interesting part about this is gonna be as well that let's say the 2 left over here are third wave water and Voss water, right? Since they both taste fine, it's gonna be an interesting conclusion to make and to actually pick a winner as well. Because who's gonna go out and buy Voss water to brew coffee? Like, that would be fucking insane. Unless you're Elon Musk, for sure. But I have to choose one, so I'm gonna do one last test. I'm gonna go with the sweeter cup. So this one in the middle is eliminated, and this cup here is the winner. And I'm gonna try and guess that the winner might be, I think the winner is the Voss water. I have a feeling that this sweet cup might be the Voss water. And the reason I'm basing my decision on that is I already brewed coffee using the third wave water before. I've actually brewed probably 5-6 batches of coffee before during the past week. And the coffees I was brewing with the third wave water classic profile supplement were all had pronounced acidity more than sweetness. So usually when I'm brewing coffee using my water here, I'm getting a sweeter cup, whereas when I'm brewing coffee with the third wave water, I'm getting a more pleasant acidity out of the cup. So that's why I'm gonna say this is Voss, this is third wave water, and this is probably tap water. So let's find out.
It's Voss.
No f***ing way.
It's Voss.
Are you serious?
You won!
That's cool. And okay, so did I guess at least the other 2? I said this is third wave water.
It is third wave water.
No f***ing way. Are you serious?
Yeah!
So as you can see, I actually got it right, which is very pleasant to hear, just because it means I should trust my palate more. I was very skeptical that I'm gonna get these right, but as you can see, I guess I am an expert. The coffee brewed with the Voss bottled water is the winner. It created a very sweet tasting cup. And if I had to choose between sweetness and acidity, I know it's a weird choice, but I would always choose the sweeter cup. And so if Elon Musk is still watching, continue buying Voss water. And if you want, you can send us some water from Mars and we can do another brewing video and we'll have some fun, I guess. Then we have the runner-up, which is the third wave water. It produced cup with more pleasant acidity than sweetness, and that's why I actually had it as a runner-up. And it tastes amazing, it tastes good, but I just prefer sweetness in the cup. So depending on the price point, this would be a better value for money per batch of coffee, because the third wave water supplement, it actually adds a cost of 57 cents per batch of coffee on top of whatever you're already spending. Whereas if you're brewing coffee with the Voss water, you're just spending a shitload of money. You're still getting a nice cup of coffee, a delicious cup of coffee. So I guess in a way it's kind of worth spending money on third wave water. But let's say you are after a budget-friendly option, so the equivalent of third wave water, but on a budget. There is actually a way to do that, to make perfect brewing water without buying the third wave water supplement. That way is by mixing Epsom salts, bicarb soda, and distilled water. What you would be doing is basically creating your own perfect brewing water. And if you're interested in us covering this topic, you can let us know in the comments below and we'll try to make it happen. But anyway, let's continue to the last placed cup of coffee, which was brewed with regular tap water. I'm not gonna say this cup of coffee tasted like shit, but the tap water that we have here at our place is just as bad as Illy coffee. So I think you get the gist and the idea of how bad tap water here tastes. And the reason why this cup was the loser is it kind of tasted all right, but there was a very interesting and unpleasant bitterness at the finish when you taste the coffee. So you slurp a bit, it kind of showers your palate, you're getting a bit of sweetness, a bit of acidity, but then a very unpleasant bitter finish. So I guessed it, and I guessed it right.
Knowing these results, what are you going to do for future coffees for your personal use?
So that's a great question actually. What would I do? I would probably go the route of making my own water, just because I know it's a cost-effective way of actually getting the same result as the third wave water. You could do that by following online recipes that are available on Barista Hustle, for example, that they give you different water recipes for depending on what you're trying to do. So you have water recipes made by Matt Perger, by Scott Rayo, by James Hoffman or something. So there is a lot of coffee professionals that are actually experimenting on this topic and sharing their valuable knowledge, sharing their recipes with the rest of the world, so you can replicate the exact same water they prefer using for pour over coffee. So that's basically ideal. That would be my solution. But as you can see, the third wave water is also a great value for money proposal, although I probably would not be using it on a daily basis just because it adds 33% more cost on top of what your coffee already costs you. And from a numbers perspective, that's a third added value. So I don't think you're getting a third added value in terms of taste as well. But it does taste better than regular tap water. So here we are at the end of today's video. Let us know in the comments below if you were surprised by the results of the blind tasting, or it actually went the way you expected. If you like this video, you learned something new, and you want to say thank you by buying us a coffee, you can do that by clicking the PayPal link in the description below. If you want to chat with us about coffee, you can reach out and send us a message on our Instagram account @TMBeanChannel. With that being said, I want to thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.